Family rally for educational freedom. We didn't expect so many different things to be happening today, but it's so great to see many of you here today. So we are here today to stand for parental rights and everything, for educational freedom in Scotland. Today, many are marching down south, standing for truth, and we stand in agreement with those families whose responsibility for their children's education is fundamentally threatened by the Westminster's Children's Wellbeing and School Bill. And this is a nationwide issue, and we got to stand together. Why are we here today in Scotland? To affirm parental responsibility in education, recognizing that parents, not the state, hold a primary role in directing their children's learning. Commit to no further taxation on private schools or registers for home educated children. Protect the rights of families to choose the educational path that best serves your children. A call upon the Scottish and Westminster government to resist the intrusion on family and private life represented by the UNCRC and the UN's call for universal educational surveillance. We got to make sure that the Westminster government drops its demand for child ID and family surveillance through home education case files due to the digital ID U-turn. We got to make sure that they keep to that promise that they have made just this last week. For Holyrood, not to allow Ross Greer to force Parliament to bring regulations in for education in Scotland. While the Children's Wellbeing and School Bill is a UK-wide, England-focused initiative, Greer's strong presence in Scottish education debates means he often comments on broader education policies, leading to his name being linked with discussions about increased regulation for home education and oversight of private independent schools. Home educators fear that the register creates a surveillance system, giving local authorities too much power and undermining parental responsibility. Granting powers to the chief inspector to inspect home educated children. Redefining home education provision as a relevant educational establishment and maintaining new obligations and oversight requirements. If these proposals were introduced without proper consultation, it would place unnecessary pressure on local authorities and would infringe on parental rights to determine the best interests of their children. So we got to stand together, and that is why we are here today. Yes, Unite for Education focuses on Christ-centered education in Scotland. And why? Because it is good and it makes a nation good. So through it all, we need to work together and make sure that bills that passed in June last year don't get worse and they don't push more, especially the register on home education and further tax increase on private schools. So together we can make a difference. We have great speakers here today with us, and they're all going to share with us some really important insights. Home education and Christian schools that are Christ-centered are not growing because parents have changed. It's growing because the system has. And dressing control up as care won't fool a generation that grew up watching institutions fail, narratives collapse, and responsibilities quietly slide into families. That's why many are paying attention, and we are here today. You see, parents are not anti-school. They are concerned. What is being allowed to happen at schools, what's being taught, the violence. Yes, bad things happened before, but things got dealt with. Today, they leave it and children are left confused. Identity issues, suicide is on the rise, the increase of violent crimes. It's time for change, and we can make that change together. So let's stand with one another and support each other. You see, the lion rampant, our Scotland's banner, stands for the authority of the people. In Scotland, a type of authority comes from the people themselves. When those in power defy the will, safety, and interest of the people, we have the lawful right to withdraw our consent. This isn't opinion. It's written into our constitutional history. The government may mock the truth, but mockery does not extinguish the truth. Power has never meant to sit with distant elites or foreign financial interests. It was entrusted to the people of Scotland, symbolized by the lion rampant, not as a decoration, but as a reminder of where authority truly lies. Protect your children. Protect your future, because when governments forget who they serve, it falls to the people to remember. So we are not powerless. We have each other. And again, I will say that together we can make a difference. We will be putting a letter together to the government here in Holyrood for all the issues we raised today. And we'll be working on a petition to them. And we encourage you all to sign and share. And please join us at Unite for Education. You can sign up to keep updated on all this by going to uniteforeducation.uk. Or you can we have some leaflets and cards as well. I think Shannon has them with her, and we can just hand them out to you if you don't have any. But I'll also like to end today to call the church to stand up. So this event, right, we have seen the numbers of people we have had, and I'm so grateful you are here. I contacted over 200 churches about this event for over 2.5 weeks, reminding them, telling them to come and be part of this. Where are they? But we are here and we are going to stand together. The foundations of parental responsibility and family and education freedom, God-given responsibilities, are being challenged. We need to see the church awake and arise. We see many Christians coming together for prayer meetings, concerts, and all these different events. But where are they really when things are really affecting society? Where are all of them today? The church has become a social club and no more what it's actually being called to and what's being called for. And that's not all, obviously, but it's a lot of them. My heart is to see that the church will arise. This is not a small issue. This is not a fringe concern. This affects every family, every home, every educator, every school, every church, and the future of our nation. Church, these policies affect the families in your churches, the children in your children's ministries, and the freedom of parents to raise their children according to their faith and convictions. If the church stays silent, the nation suffers. If the church stays silent, families stand alone. If the church stays silent, the next generation pays the price. Scripture calls us to speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves and to defend the cause of the fatherless. This is not politics. This is stewardship, discipleship, and obedience. We cannot preach about family, freedom, and faith on Sunday and remain silent when those very things are threatened on a Monday. So church, arise, stand with the people, stand with the children, stand with the families God has entrusted to your care. This is a UK-wide moment, a united stand for freedom, fairness, and the future of children and families. Your presence matters at these events. Your voice matters. Your stand matters. Church, it's time to awake and arise, and let's stand together, speak up with wisdom and courage, and work for a future that honors both families and freedom, because together we can make a difference.